Hey Indian Hills, this is Mrs. Sandersfeld-Miller, your teacher librarian here with some new books. We're going to start off with some new graphic novels. So the back row here, we have new books in a series. So we have My Hero Academia number 35 just came out. Five Nights at Freddy's Fazbear Frights graphic novel number 3 just came out. The Mark of Athena, it's from the Heroes of Olympus. That's book 3 that just came out. The Mythics, book 5 just came out, and the graphic novel of I Survived the American Revolution, 1776 just came out. So those are some new ones in a series. Then some other ones, kind of standalone graphic novels. We have Mexikid. It's about a boy who has to travel with his family in an RV back to Mexico because they are going to pick up their abuelito and bring him back to the United States to live with them. But they find out that their grandfather wants to finish some things before he'll go back to the United States with them. So kind of a road trip type of story. The Moth Keeper is an interesting fantasy one. Wait Till Helen Comes, a good scary one. This one, Our Stories Carried Us Here. This one's really cool. It is written in 2 different languages. So if you read it from this side, it's written in English. If you flip it over and read it this way, it's written in Spanish. So it's the exact same book, but written in 2 different languages. So if you are a person who is learning English or learning Spanish, either way, that would be a great one to kind of compare and contrast and help you learn those languages. And then Hidden Systems, this one I'm actually going to shelve in the nonfiction section, but it's all about water, electricity, the internet, and the secrets behind the systems that we use every day. So all of these different things, information about how all of this stuff works, but it's told in graphic novel format. So it makes it a little bit easier than reading a bunch of paragraphs in a nonfiction book. All right, next up we have some quick picks. Stunt Boy is the newest book by Jason Reynolds, and this one is book 2 in the series. So if you have not read book 1, you should read book 1. It's very similar to Diary of a Wimpy Kid, so it reminds me a lot of Diary of a Wimpy Kid style of writing and illustrations. Seriously Hamlet is an adaptation of Shakespeare's Hamlet, but it is written all in text messages, so it makes it kind of fun to read. And then P.S. Plans is a realistic book, teen issues type of book, about a girl who just is trying to keep everything together and everything is falling apart around her. And then some other quick picks that we got in are a bunch of biographies about different soccer players. So this says football superstars, but it is not American football. It is soccer, or if you speak Spanish, football. Okay, so these are different players. And then there's also one that's called Football Quizzes, and this one has a lot of different kind of like word games and things like that that you can play. And if you would want to do, obviously you're not going to write in the book, but you could bring it to me and I could make a copy if you would want to, or you can just write it on your own paper and solve those puzzles in that quizzes book. And then the last 2 books are chapter books from a series. So this is book 6 in the Percy Jackson series. He has not added a new Percy Jackson book for years and years, but now book 6 is out, The Chalice of the Gods. And A Crown So Cursed is book 3 in this series. And this is a series that's loosely based on the Alice in Wonderland story, but it says it's kind of like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So she is a hunter and she has to hunt down these people, but like I said, loosely based on the Alice in Wonderland story. So if any of these books look good to you, go ahead and come to the library to check them out, or visit your library Canvas page to put them on hold.